Hi, good noon because it's right now exactly noon. And I think the exit there has become like those videos that we see of the Mumbai local where the people who are coming to enter can't because there's so many people rushing out. Anyway, uh, welcome to RAI for the video analytics presentation, and thank you for joining us, everyone. And I'm sure as leaders in the retail industry, we all understand the need to stay ahead of the curve and to innovate, uh, primarily to deliver exceptional value to your customers, but also to make sure that the store itself is performing as you intended, right? And at the heart of change lies a fundamental question: how can we leverage the power of AI and the power of technology to create more seamless, more personalized, and better immersive retail experiences for the end customers, which are, which are the value providers? And I believe part of the answer lies in using video analytics as a technology within offline retail to a certain extent, but to a larger extent, other brick-and-mortar businesses like logistics, which is, inseparably allied to retail, right? So I'm going to talk about how video analytics can be used to unlock unprecedented insights into what the customers are doing, what are their preferences, what are their behaviors within the stores. And using machine learning, I'll talk a bit about how the store operations itself and the SOPs can be improved and complied with. So as an introduction, I'm Arush, founder of Agrex Technologies. We're here in partnership with Spectra, who is our exclusive sales partner, and you're welcome to visit our stall, which is right outside, stall number 11A. So I'm sure when it comes to video analytics, there might be a lot of preconceived notions out here because video analytics as a field is not that new, right? And I'm sure most of you, we have some clients here, most of you have had some experience with video analytics, either trial or even using it within your stores, right? So why should we use video analytics, right? The primary challenge being that in a lot of cases, a lot of decision making around the most expensive resources in a store is based on intuition or experience, right? Right now it's becoming more data driven, but it's still not completely quantitative, right? It's mostly experience. So for example, the decision making around real estate, which is the most expensive cost, and workforce, which is the second second highest cost, is still based on intuition, right? There's a lot of analytics which is being done already, but a lot of it is being done manually, which of course leads to low scalability and high costs, right? And then there is a lot of unknown costs like shrinkages, losses, which nobody knows how it's happening, but suddenly it's on an Excel sheet somewhere at the end of the year that, okay, 1% of the revenue, we've failed to capture, or 1% of the revenue we've lost. So the aim is to make all of this data that offline retail currently doesn't have and make it into an actionable data so that decision making can be done with it. And I'm sure all of us know that e-commerce has a lot of data, but retail, physical retail, offline retail still is lagging a bit behind. So essentially what we do, if I could put it in one sentence, is we give retail stores eyes, right? Right now, and it might be a controversial statement to make, a lot of the retail stores are running blind, right? You know one half of the story, which is how the sales are performing, but you don't know the other half of the story in a lot of cases as to how the store is actually doing, what are the employees doing inside the store, are they following all the things that they're supposed to, are they following all the SOPs, and more importantly, who is the customer, what are they doing inside the store, right? So you're welcome to take photos. The slide is pretty dense. I'll talk about, essentially what we're doing is giving an eagle's eye view of what is going on inside your store, down to the single store and as broad as your national or international ranges, right? So they're essentially Why we do that is to, the overarching goal for everyone is to improve profitability and improve revenue, right? So essentially, all of technology, all of whatever efforts that we're putting is to improve those two primary metrics. And those primary metrics can be improved by some secondary metrics which are listed here, right? There's a lot of monitoring which is happening either manually or there's someone sitting behind a CCTV camera monitoring. CCTV cameras right now are being used for post-factor analysis. Something goes wrong, there's a person who has to sit through a bunch of footage and analyze and then give you some data, right? What we aim to do is make all of this real time so that every insight that you want is available to you in real time and is given to you in such a manner that decision making can be immediate rather than, for example, end of the month or end of quarter, right? Some of the specific things that we're able to do for our customers is to reduce monitoring costs by less than half. We're able to improve the adherence to SOPs by quite a bit without involving, flying teams such as visual merchandising who just go and look at the store and then, collect data on how the store is doing. Everything is available on your fingertips. So essentially, why video analytics is important is because of 5 things, like I say. You need to know who the customer is. You need to know how are they behaving inside the store. You need to know if the store itself is equipped to handle those customers properly. And then you need to know if the stores are actually safe and secure for your customers, right? So those are the sort of sub-metrics that we aim to give to our customers so that, again, decision-making can be better. And if decision-making is better, then the overarching KPI that I just talked about will improve. Now, I believe there are 3 generations when it comes to data analytics, right? First, knowing that there is data to be collected. Second, actually collecting that data. And third, making sure that you are able to make good decisions on that data. And then there's a middle generation which we need to make sure that the data is actually good. It's not just garbage. So with AI, there's a popular saying that garbage in, garbage out. So we need to also make sure that that's not happening. And when it comes to retail, I'm sure there's a lot of data already, right? There's a lot of data collection sources that are coming in. The overarching feedback that I get from whoever the partners and the clients that I talk to, that there is a lot of data, but the decision making on that data is a problem. So not only are we using video analytics as a data source in itself, we're also combining it with a lot of other data sets to make sure that the decision making is proper, right? To get into a bit more specifics, there are multiple ways that video analytics can be implemented in the store. Essentially, all of those use existing cameras, although if you don't have them or there are some privacy issues, we can use other sources as well. So using existing cameras, we either do it on the cloud or we work on the premise to install our analytics box, and all of the data is being analyzed on premise. And the metadata is being sent over the cloud, and it is visible through 3 primary sources, which is our web dashboard, our mobile app, and then other channels like WhatsApp, emails, and any other third-party integration that you might want. Some of the things we already have, we are integrated with a lot of third-party systems like POS systems, ticketing systems, but since everything is in-house, we have the capability to do a lot more. If I talk about, again, you're welcome to take photos of these screenshots that we've already done for some of our customers, which are, again, all of these fall into the category of making sure that the customer is having a good experience in your store, knowing who the customer is, how are they interacting with your store, and then making sure that the store itself is, all the SOPs, if they're being complied with, to make sure that the customer actually has a good experience. So these use cases fall into subcategories of reducing losses, reducing shrinkage, and making sure that the customer, whoever is coming in, is actually converting. So half the story is sales, but the other half is that 80% of the time customer might not even convert. Running a little short of time, this presentation is available on the website as well. But again, welcome to take screenshots. And then allied with retail is another important sector of ours, which is logistics. And what we've done is we're working with most of the big logistics partners in India right now to identify that are the warehouses actually performing as well as they should. So one of the big challenges with retail, offline and e-commerce, is actually making sure the supply chain is working properly. So we're there as well. And if you're working with third-party logistics operators, you have your own logistics operations, both of them we can actually add value to. And like I mentioned, all of this data is available through our dashboard. It's an interactive dashboard where we're actually working on integrating some voice analytics as well. So you can just ask Siri to give you information from our dashboard, and that will be that you'll get. So I'll cut short my presentation and just directly move on to, I'm sure we all got the gist of it. To reiterate, I'm here in the conference for the rest of the day, so any questions you'd like to ask, I'm happy to answer. We're at the stall number 11A, which is named after Spectra, which is our exclusive sales partner in India. And again, like I mentioned, we're working with a lot of different industries. We're working with a lot of different verticals. Everything is in-house, right? Hardware, software, firmwares, everything is in-house, so we can customize a lot of stuff. So these are my contact details. I can be contacted, not any time of the day, but I respond pretty quickly. And there's also the contact details of Vikas, who's the channel manager from Spectra. So I'm sure you can take photos, and I'm available to answer any questions.